derogatory, offensive manner. And you can't convince me, or I don't think anyone else otherwise. Now, right now, apparently the governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley, is now calling for the flag to be removed from the grounds of the state capitol in South Carolina. I would like to hear if you are from the South, or you have a problem with that, or feel that it's not a symbol of hate, that this is just political correctness. You know, I've gotten a number of email and other people on social media saying it is just Southern pride. You can call into the program 1-855-400-SAVAGE, 1-855-400-7282. Don't you agree that the leader of the free world, the president, should not be using the N-word when doing an interview, whatever the circumstances are, the point that's trying to be made? Let's go to line 9. Perry is listening on WMAL in Washington, D.C. Perry, you're up on the Savage Nation. Hello, Perry.
Hey, how you doing?
Very well. Go right ahead, Perry.
The quick points I wanted to make was, one, what our nation, great nation, suffers from, particularly both sides, black and white, but particularly Caucasian, is we've never been properly taught about what happened here with those who were shipped in the hulls of ships from Africa. Now, the little bit we've been taught in public schools or a couple of TV shows, Roots was groundbreaking. I was 16 when it came out. But really, as one who's studied black history, I'm not talking about the way college is presented. I'm talking about going in depth. Man, there's much that has not been taught. And that's why you hear the kind of calls that you get, like the young lady from, I call her June Cleaver, from Las Vegas, and a couple other calls, because we're just so naive. I mean, so naive. We're living in a Wally and Beeve world right now when it comes to this. And that's why we can't understand why we might react to things the way we do, because this thing is so woven into the fabric of this great nation that is almost becoming, like, it's not out, like the president made the point. That's why he used that word.
Why, Perry? What's not being taught? What don't we know? What about, there are movies that talk about it, and 12 Years a Slave, and how much more needs to be taught?
We don't have enough time. We can have a whole month series on it, but start with the American Eugenics Society from the beginning.
I know, but I mean, how much more do you want to? I mean, there's Black History Month, there's movies about it, there's documentaries about it, it's taught, it's not denied. I mean, if anything, I think there should be more on World War II and was done there, instead of how much more? What's not being said or hasn't come out? Folks, 1-855-400-SAVAGE, 1-855-400-7282. This is John DePetro sitting in for Dr. Michael Savage. You're listening to the Savage Nation.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282. Savage.
Hey, our Savage Nation is sponsored by SwissAmerica.com, the only company I trust for wealth insurance, gold and silver. Call 800-BUICOIN.
You're listening to the Savage Nation. This is John DePetro sitting in for Dr. Michael Savage. You're welcome to join the program by calling 1-855-400-SAVAGE, 1-855-400-7282. I noticed the Hill is reporting President Obama has no regrets about using the N-word to make a point during a recent discussion on race, the White House said. The president's phrasing renewed a debate over who is allowed to use the N-word and when it's appropriate to say it. The president claims, or the White House claims, Josh Earnest saying the president's use of the word and the reason he used the word could not be more apparent. Now, in a new development, South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley has now said, let's hear it, she says the Confederate flag is going to go.
Loser here. We respect freedom of expression, and that for those who wish to show their respect for the flag on their private property, no one will stand in your way. But the State House is different, and the events of this past week call upon us to look at this in a different way. 15 years ago, after much contentious debate, South Carolina came together in a bipartisan way to move the flag from atop the Capitol dome. Today, we are here in a moment of unity in our state, without ill will, to say it's time to move the flag from the Capitol grounds.
Chris is on line 4, listening to the Savage Nation on WMAC in Georgia. Chris, you're up. Hello, Chris.
Hey, John, just a quick comment, just kind of get straight to the point. It just seems like, it looks to me like the left basically is trying to take this atrocious thing that happened and try to exploit that and try to divide a division between the people. And I think people of America have come together and we've pulled together to support this church and stand behind them and mourn with them through this tragic situation. So now it almost seems to me like they're trying to take this flag and issue and try to use that to try to drive a wedge between the people and create turmoil and chaos and just try to create that same strife, the same way they try to do with other situations.
Thank you for the call, Chris. Well, they have, and they are. And watch now as the Republican candidates that are backing it. Patrick on line 3 is listening on WBAP. Patrick, you're up. This is John DePetro, and you're on the Savage Nation. Hello, Patrick.
Yes, I got the opinion that no, this flag should not come down just because one, terrorist decides to use that as his backdrop. I take the position of history. Take the position of history, and they're all through the South lands, even in Texas, there are Confederate cemeteries that are kept and maintained by the taxpayers. Okay, so take all the flags down, erase all of the history. We still have these cemeteries, so you're going to go through and bulldoze all of these headstones of men and people who served at that time and got killed at that time. History is a part of our history. Right or wrong is still history. So, I've got the opinion. That's my opinion. You ask my opinion.
Yeah, no, I understand. Thank you for the call, Patrick. Well, it's again, no one is trying to erase history, but the pressure right now to remove that, and then the governor announcing that. I believe Lindsey Graham was with her. You have different Republican candidates. This is definitely going to be one of the things they're going to be asked. 1-855-400-SAVAGE, 1-855-400-7282. John DePetro sitting in for Dr. Michael Savage. This is the Savage Nation.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE, 855-400-7282.
You're listening to the Savage Nation. This is John DePetro sitting in for Dr. Michael Savage. You can join the program by calling 1-855-400-SAVAGE, 1-855-400-7282. Celebrate America this July 4th with Countdown to Mecca, the bestseller by Dr. Michael Savage. It's available right now on the website, michaelsavage.com. When you're there, well, you can check out all the latest news and headlines, and also sign up for the Savage newsletter, which arrives 2 to 3 times a week to your inbox, and it's totally free. Sign up today for the Savage newsletter. And don't forget, coming up on July 2nd, Savage Scholarship winners will be announced. 1,700 applicants submitted essays on what it means to be an American. 5 winners will receive $20,000 each, a total of $100,000 that Dr. Michael Savage put into it. Again, go to the website, michaelsavage.com. You can see all the latest headlines, whether it be the fact that Latin America is bashing Donald Trump's immigration position. Trump, of course, now has announced he is, in fact, filing and has filed with the Federal Election Commission. Whether it be the Drudge Report or michaelsavage.com. You can also read, how about American adults have now surpassed children in taking drugs to stay focused? ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, it's not just for kids anymore. More adults are on that. Now, Scott Walker is also one of the headlines that you can read about. Moving to weaken tenure for state college professors. I'm glad to see this because too many times the college professors feel that they can say or do whatever they want because that vital protection, well, you can't get rid of me, I'm tenured. Governor Scott Walker is moving to weaken that. You can read that, many other headlines, whether it be the Drudge Report or michaelsavage.com. Now, in regards, Scott Walker, by the way, Governor Scott Walker, who's behind Jeb Bush in the latest Republican polls, he is now also joining The governor of South Carolina, Nikki Haley, the governor has announced she wants that Confederate flag moved off of the property of the state capitol. And I thought the governor, let's hear, she made, I thought, a pretty decent argument both sides, and really broke down, in her mind, where the Confederate flag controversy sits.
The hate-filled murderer who massacred our brothers and sisters in Charleston has a sick and twisted view of the flag. In no way does he reflect the people in our state who respect and in many ways revere it. Those South Carolinians view the flag as a symbol of respect, integrity, and duty. They also see it as a memorial, a way to honor ancestors who came to the service of their state during time of conflict. That is not hate, nor is it racism. For many others in South Carolina, the flag is a deeply offensive symbol of a brutally oppressive past.
President Obama and the White House, by the way, still standing by the president's choice of words. We'll play it coming up, when he decided to drop the N-word in an interview on race. But let's go out to your calls. Line 4, Gene is listening on WABC in New York. Gene, this is John DePetro, and you're up on the Savage Nation. Hello, Gene.
Good afternoon, John.
Hi there.
Our prayers are with all the families in South Carolina,
yes,
New York. In regards to what the president used, the N-word, I feel it's almost like a psychological tactic to victimize all Americans. Meanwhile, his buddy friends are using the word constantly, and you hear it blasted on radios, and children and people of all ages are using the word like it's insignificant. Let's bury that word along with the flag.
Thank you for the call, Gene. Let's go to line 5. John is listening to the Savage Nation on WMAC in Georgia. John, you're up on the Savage Nation. Hello, John.
Yeah, I just got two comments, one on Obama and one on the flag. Obama's doing nothing but inciting violence again. He's done it for over 5 years. I don't know. It's like he wants to start a war among the people in this country. But it's definitely he definitely has not brought anyone together in this country, and I don't think he ever will. As far as the flag goes, Nikki Haley said it was a reminder of their brutally oppressive past. She didn't have to say that. No, there was black and white soldiers that fought for that flag.
Yep.
And a lot of people don't understand. She could have took that opportunity and told everyone, you know, this war was started because of taxes, not because of slavery. But she didn't say that. You know, as far as that flag goes, I'll fly that flag before the American flag, because that American flag doesn't stand for the people of the United States of America anymore. That American flag only stands for those people in Washington, D.C. That's all that flag stands for.
Do you fly the Confederate flag, John?
No, I do not fly any flag. But if I flew a flag, I would fly a Confederate flag over an American flag right now, because that current flag that we have does not represent the people of this country.
Thank you for the call, John. Let's go to Jim on line 9. He's listening on KSFO in San Francisco. Jim, this is John DePetro, and you're up on the Savage Nation. Hello, Jim.
Yeah, I think it's extremely offensive for Obama to use that word. It makes him no better off than any racist who actively uses the word. Him being half white, I mean, in my mind, he's more half honky to use that word. And for him to go to the funeral and put himself in the spotlight is equally offensive. It's going to tie up traffic. It's going to make it more difficult for people who are going to the funeral to mourn. I mean, he could set up a big screen TV and do a eulogy and a speech, and also as far as the flag is concerned, I think take the flag down. If it offends people, put up another flag, just to shut Obama up.
Thank you for the call, Jim. Well, I mean, if you're gonna do it, then you go. And there's no higher honor in this country than to have the President of the United States go to your funeral. I don't know about that. I mean, there's going to be traffic regardless, and it's not. Why should that be different than anywhere else that he goes? But if you're going to go, that is the highest compliment, to have the president come in person. In fairness, the president would be criticized then if he didn't go and was then just appearing on a screen. It's not like the Academy Awards when Michelle Obama appeared and then won to announce Best Picture. 1-855-400-SAVAGE. 1-855-400-7282. Now let's play. This is cut 2. This is what you're hearing people talk about. The President of the United States, President Obama. Would Ronald Reagan have done this? Would Kennedy have done this? Would any president have done this? The President of the United States, and the White House says he's standing by it, an interview with Mark Marion in talking about race